And we're back. Welcome, friends, to the internet's only hindsight day trading charting program called I'm Afraid You Missed It. Today's trade was the TQQ right out of the gate. If you're looking at my chart right now, which apparently you must be if you're watching this video, let's explain what you're looking at. This is a chart of the TQQ. It's the mini version of the QQQ. And for day traders, it's usually the go-to stock to trade the Qs because instead of having to lay out $370,000 to trade 1,000 shares of the Qs, you can lay out 37,000 here and trade the leveraged version of the Qs in their cheaper form. So what you're looking at right now is the only chart that I use to trade. There's only two lines on the chart. I'll explain what the red lines are in a second. What you're looking at is a blue line, otherwise known as VWAP. Everybody has it on their charts. The orange line is prior day VWAP. Some call it anchored VWAP. I have it anchored to the prior day. So we call it the 1 minute multi-day. So it's the 1 minute and yesterday's VWAP showing it on the chart. When you have a stock, especially the Qs, and now if you haven't noticed, the last 7 days we're in a bull market again, and we're never going to go down until we do. Market has gone down for 3 straight months, and now it'll probably make it all back in 10 or 12 days, just like it always does. That's why you cannot stay short the market for any extended period of time without blowing up your account. And we all know that. So fast forward to today, you came in saying, hey, this market's been pretty strong. Give me a reason to buy. A 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal. So it breaks the 1 minute, and then it goes through the prior day. So what we're doing, we're buying right here. This is us buying it in this candle right here. 37.85. 1,000 shares, $37.85. So that would cost you $37,000, $850 on that one trade. Typical what a day trader can do, because most of us have at least $25,000 or $30,000 in account to avoid the pattern day trade rule. Fantastic. Okay. So it makes it sound so easy, right? Well, sometimes it is. The 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal happens to work more often than not. Let's just leave it at that. I don't need to tell you percentages because that doesn't matter. Let's just say it works more often than not. But let's say it doesn't work. That's where the red lines come into play. So if you're buying something because it's going over the 1 minute and the multi-day VWAP, you have to say, okay, now that I'm buying it, if I'm wrong, where am I going to sell it? Great question. Well, you're going to sell it at some prior low candlesticks, right? So if you're buying 37.85, what I do is I put stops. And again, pre-market, there are no stops. That would be just my finger sitting over the keyboard ready to sell it at these prices. But if this was the regular session, the stops would be in. And I put them at the bottom of the candle, the exact price. So right here, 37.76, 37.73. So 300 shares there, 300 shares there, and the last 400 would be at the low print because there's no way I'm going to let the stock break the low of the pre-market without selling what I have left. I always scatter my stops. I always sell in increments, even when I'm losing, because sometimes the stock will then, it'll pop, it'll pivot, it'll stop you out of some and then start going up. In this case, we got, let's call it lucky, and let's show you what we do on the way up. So you're in 1,000 shares at 37.85. You know what you're doing here at $38? You know what you're going to do here at 38? As it approaches 38, you're going to sell some. But look, it never got to 38. Oh no. And then it starts to go back down. A lot of traders would just start selling right here. But why? It's just a pullback. It's not violating anything. It's still above the 1 minute, still above the multi-day. It hasn't stopped you out with your stops down here. And then it starts to go up. Yay, 38 bucks. Guess what? You have 1,000 shares. I'm selling 200 right there. Bang, cash. Just selling 200 because it's at a whole number. I'm feeling good about myself. Yippee-ki-yay. Now, again, this is not a stock that's about to go up 13 points. It's not a biotech bullshit pump and dump. You got to trade it in eighths of a point. Remember, eighths of a point? Eighths are 12 cents. So when I sell some at 38, I'm thinking 38.12 next. Look where it went. 38.11. Oh, no. And then it starts going back under where I sold some. So I sell some more there at 38, being a little disappointed, thinking, all right, maybe it's not going to get to 38.12. So I sell 200 more shares right there. Now I'm down to 600 shares. Now I erase this stop down here. I erase this stop down here because there's no way I'm letting it go down there anymore. I'm in a profitable position. Remove that. And I'm not letting it go down there. Now I got only 600 shares left. I've sold some at 38. I've sold some at 38. And now I'm going to use VWAP as my out on the rest. So now my stop is the blue line. And here we go. And next thing you know, we're at 38.12. You know what I'm doing here at 38.12? Because I didn't sell it last time. There's another 100 shares gone. 38.12. Sold to you. Now I'm looking for 38.25. Look what happens here. Comes back, holds the 38.12, holds the 38.12. No stopping. Next thing you know, 38.25. Guess what we're doing? We're selling some there. And then 38.36. We're selling some here. Now, what do you think I'm going to be doing? It's 9.27. If it breaks 9.25, I sell what I've got left. Sorry, 38.25. And if it doesn't break 38.25, I might actually hold this into the open, because now I'm down to the last 100 shares and I don't give a shit about the trade anymore because it's a profitable trade and day's over. So again, if you're doing this like a job and you bought 1,000 shares at 37.85 and you sold some at 38, 38.12, 38 and a quarter, 38.35, guess what? You've made yourself about $250 so far on this trade, $218, but you're on your way to a day's pay. And we'll look for another one of these setups because we don't trade stocks, we trade setups. I don't care what the stock is, I just look for this setup, and I'll continue to do so. Today's list is also Datadog. We also have some crazy stock, PXMD, and there's always something to do. All right, never have the fear of missing out. There will be another trade in the next 5 minutes or the next 10 minutes. And if you sit around all day and don't do another trade, that's good too, because the market will be open tomorrow as well. Have a great day, my friends.